Hello, and welcome back to the world of Arklands and to Mai's Academy. When we last left our heroes in training, Caspian had a very restful night of sleep. I mean, you did sleep a full 8 hours. But in that sleep, what dreams may come, he got a visitor. And that resulted in Grave flying everyone very quickly to Port Seether.
It's okay. It's just a dream. It can't hurt you.
No, it can.
That's the worst place to be with him.
There's worse.
I know.
It's the second worst, though.
Jeez, imagine him hitting the school.
But after discussing things with the Caspian's family and talking through some options and getting some information, Grave was able to scry on Kataios and, well, attempted to scry on Kataios.
Well, on the
on his prison specifically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And found that the monster was loose. That is where we return for tonight's episode. And welcome back. So, as Grave ends his scry, he's gone.
What does that mean?
Trouble.
Oh. For who?
All of us.
Oh. Didn't we just get away from trouble?
We got away from death. Sort of.
So what does it mean if he's gone?
I believe that's more a question for the tenants. Hugo is kind of sitting there, and he's kind of fiddling with his prosthetic and the mechanics of it. I'm not sure.
If we don't find him soon, he'll probably find us first.
We don't know how long he's been missing.
Or
If he
you
wanted to
The
find you,
question
he
I
would
had.
have.
If he's gone, why hasn't he?
Maybe he was only gone recently. I mean, I only had the dream for the first time last night.
We had our first ones in the summer. It's been weeks, months even. Almost 2 months.
Maybe he's not as strong as he was for how long he was locked away.
The prison did nothing to weaken him. It just was impenetrable.
He said he was moving from cage to cage. Do you think somebody found him and found a way to move him around?
It's... Adira speaks up. The enchantment was specially made for him, but we were able to make it. It's not inconceivable that something else could be done to trap him in a different way.
Who would do it? You guys weren't aware? You got allies who would take responsibility?
That begs the question. If it's an ally of ours, why free him in the first place? If it's an enemy, why keep him trapped?
Keep him under your control. Use him as a weapon.
We should contact the headmaster.
Yes, I believe we should.
Caspian, are your siblings in danger?
Yes.
As I said, we will be getting your siblings mental protections so that they will not need to worry about it.
Grave, may I have the ring back?
Oh, yes.
Speaking of.
She hands it to Adira.
Well, I appreciate the notion. We have many resources that we can draw on ourselves.
Yes, but this is here now.
It is.
You can give it back to me when you're able to acquire some.
We already have some things on hand, but I do very much appreciate the gesture.
In that case, she gives it back to Grave.
He kind of just closes your hand around it. It's all right.
Please.
I never made contact, for better or worse. But if it's something Caspian has been exposed to, that does open up all of you. There's very few places Caspian has been that the rest of you have not.
Am I going to have bad dreams now?
It's possible.
You said
Can't
he's
do the
only
ring.
targeting your pet.
Eddie, you could have bad dreams too, so keep it.
You said he's only targeting
I-
the Tennant family.
So
As far
far.
as we're aware.
I'm gonna say make a wisdom check.
Ugh.
What was
It's
that
not
face?
terrible. It's just not good.
Inspire! Except I can't do it as a reaction yet.
Yeah, it's a 9. 9? You. The idea of who he might target. Something rings in your head, but you're not sure what.
Oh, please. I insist. It'll keep even death out of your head.
Technically, I went into his head first, so.
It won't keep him from seeing you, but it'll keep him out of your head.
Then what will protect you?
I have my own means.
Hmm.
Please.
Okay. I will take it.
Can I make
You
an
now
insight
have
check on
a ring of
Caspian?
mind shielding.
Okay, I'm safe now.
It does require attunement,
Oh,
but I will
Go
move
for
it
it.
from my inventory. You can add it to yours.
sweet.
15.
I would say with that, you can tell that Cass is obviously very concerned. He's currently in his head running through a million scenarios and trying to figure out what Kataios would be after, like why, like that kind of stuff. Like he's trying to figure out why this is happening now.
Trying
And
to find
he's-
reasoning for all of it.
Yeah, he's maybe panicking a little bit,
Yeah, I know.
but
Where did I get theirs? I'll put it on later.
Takes an hour to attune to it, normally
Exactly.
anyway. So.
So, it's on. I need to get rid of this crystal. I don't need that anymore.
Crystal.
That's what allows people to talk back to you, though.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
We just harass people in their heads and they can't do anything about it.
Yes, it's fun.
Or punch them in the face. That sounds fun.
Now, they couldn't harass you back unless you allow them. With the ring of mind shielding.
Even better.
That is true.
why is it that Elle is the only person who would allow that to happen?
Because it's funny.
Like the idea of, like, even if they could still communicate back, your ring of mind shielding's like, hey, no, you can't.
Silence.
Do you have any books or research that you've done on Kataios?
Adira and Hugo kind of look at each other. Hugo kind of tentatively, not here.
Where could I take a look at them?
Perhaps it will take some It's not readily accessible. But we can kind of are looking at each other. Very, very much the silent communication of subtle facial expressions
Do
of
we
a
tell
couple.
them? Do we not tell
Of
them?
a couple that has been married for many years.
That language that only a married couple knows.
Cheese?
That's what you're
That's
thinking.
what you're thinking.
Cheese and chocolate milk.
Yes.
Your poor stomach.
Yeah.
Yes, but perhaps the next time that you are in town, as it were, well, we will try to expedite any resources we have on it, on him.
I'll reach out to my contacts and see if there's anything else I can gather.
Grave kind of looks to you as group. So, what do you want to do?
I don't know if there's anything we can do at the moment. Except,
Don't think anyone would approve of us chasing him down.
I don't think it's wise for us to chase him down.
I would agree.
See?
I'd rather you not throw yourself into the maw of a very dangerous creature.
I do believe we should speak with the headmaster,
Yes.
get his information, his input, make sure he's aware of the danger Caspian is in.
I agree. And then after that, we will continue as normal. If
Sure.
he starts to get an indication that more people know, whatever he's planning, it could perhaps expedite it. So... And there's nothing we can do at the moment, other than wait.
Hugo kind of turns to Adira and just, do you want to go to his caverns? See if there's anything that we can find? And Adira kind of just, perhaps. It's not a place I am eager to return. Hugo kind of nods. They don't seem to come to a consensus. Just an idea hanging in the air.
What would you gain by going back?
In theory, most magic leaves traces, especially a ward of that strength. There would, in theory, be the equivalent of debris, perhaps showing how it was broken, giving a hint as to by whom.
And what happens if he's still there? What if it's a trap?
Then the barrier would protect us. If the ward is still up, then we could stand on the other side of it with him right there, 5 feet from you, and he could do nothing. There is a general rule of magic, and that is that nothing is truly impenetrable. Nothing is fully capable of being immortal or indestructible. There will always be a caveat. For this spell, it was that it was most functional in a single direction. Were it to be attacked from the outside, it could be undone, but leaving that weak point meant that the strength of the internal barrier was increased tenfold. It's also what prevented him from even being able to reach out psychically.
If we were to go check it out, we shouldn't go alone.
If you are going, you will be accompanied.
Wait, what? Huh? You want to go there?
I don't.
There is no requirement to. Perhaps you and your team could discuss it. And
Eddie, what do you think?
I'm about to give you shenanigans
Pause.
for that.
Pause, and it cuts to Amy being there again.
Me right there. Please,
It's a bad green screen.
Oh my gosh, you know how funny that would be.
And it's
would
just
be
like the
hilarious.
Discord audio.
Oh, that'd be
kind of garbled.
That would be fantastic.
That
You
would
just
be
pause
so
everyone
funny.
else.
I love these ideas because they always just mean it's more work for me.
Yeah, it's fun.
Half the time they're your ideas.
Well, half the time I also don't do them, so.
That's true.
It's a great thing.
is
They're
entirely
just
up to you.
ideas. Anyway. Hugo and Nadira kind of just... Yes, you take a moment, talk with your team. We are going to go discuss some things that we can do on our end. Kind of gives you a look that you recognize.
It's the get out. We need to talk about secret stuff.
More so, we're going to be, and so Adira and Hugo leave the room. Grave kind of sits down in the armchair, kind of a fair distance from you all, being there but not, kind of leaving the conversation to be between the four of you.
Yeah.
If we're gonna potentially run into this thing, I want an idea of what we're up against. I do know a thing or two about magic. Could potentially help with analyzing that
If
magic thing. I can't words. Goodness gracious.
he's there, the only thing we can do is run.
We have experience with that. And we're not very good at it.
You think you just sit back and let people fight him again? It's possible to beat him. That's how he got there in the first place.
Grave kind of does speak up from across the room. Why would he still be there?
If he is free, and he is out for blood, our blood, then he would take advantage of us feeling the need to be sure that he really is gone.
You said that this thing is scarier than death. Death literally walked up to your front door and kicked it in.
Why would he hold back? Why would he need to rely on smarts when apparently he has enough strength to just show up and trash the whole place? Easy.
He's sadistic. He enjoys making people suffer mentally.
I don't think he's free. I think he's in another cage. Somewhere else. I don't think he's there.
I don't know what to think.
I'm fine to go. I can help out. You can stay if you want.
No, this is...
We're a team. If you go, we all go.
This is between my family and Katios.
What did I just say?
That means that I have to be involved.
Then we go with you.
So if we're going, I'm going. But we'll see if we can have an escort.
Grave?
Of course.
I was going to ask if you could go get the headmaster.
Oh. I certainly could. If he would be willing. Somehow I think that Caspian would give a better case than myself, though.
I will go talk with the headmaster.
It'd be
suppose-
faster just go and check out the site first and then to contact him. Just saying.
We have a ship that can get there instantly.
You still gotta talk to him. I don't know, maybe he wants to finish his tea and pack his bags.
Do you expect your pants to go like right now? Or today or tomorrow or 2 days from now or 3 days from now or next week?
We could go in 5 minutes if we had to.
Do we have to?
None of you have to do anything. This is entirely extracurricular.
Do we get credit for it?
We'll see how it goes.
Does that mean I can pass my intelligence class?
I don't think you're in one at the moment.
I just know I'll have to take one at some point. Math. Ugh. I need all the extra points I can get.
I'm ready whenever. Let me know if you change your mind.
We'll give my parents a few moments to discuss and figure out what things they want to do. And then I will talk with them about checking it out.
Yeah.
So 5-10 minutes?
Perhaps.
I'm gonna go shake off the stupid dog. And she walks out, opens the door for Sebastian to go out, and leaves.
Elle stands up. Okay. In that case, where is my friend Gerald? I want some cookies for the trip.
Gerald's probably still asleep. Well,
Nah,
he
at
would be
this
awake.
point he'd be awake.
Yeah, at this point
It's a
he would
bu-
be awake.
He's
but-
probably ensuring that breakfast will go as he intends it to. I would check the kitchen.
Yes.
which I assume L.
Absolutely 100%. He goes and he makes coffee and cookies. I guess crackers.
Aries stays with Cass.
So all three of us go to the kitchen.
No, Cass is not
Cass is
going.
still not.
Oh. I thought you said Cass was going to the kitchen.
No, Cass said to look at in the kitchen
Yeah.
for Gerald.
Would Ari stay with Cass or go with L?
She'd stay with Cass.
Okay.
Yeah, Elle's safe. He's got the ring of mind shielding now. She's like,
Not the issue.
what? What
But
am I
she's
actually
kind of
gonna
off in her own little world headspace, not really listening.
do? Mm.
Yep.
That's the explanation for why Amy's not present.
In-universe reason.
Yes.
Eddie, are you coming? No? Okay, sit right there.
Oh, she activated her invisibility again.
You know, it just
She actually
happens.
does have that ability.
She does.
She's still getting used to it.
Can't do it on command.
I am just gonna have to like put a freeze frame in there.
Like a horrible cutout.
See, now I want to have like a cardboard cutout of Amy for when this happens. We can just put it right there.
What if we do that? What if we just get life-size cardboard cutouts of all of us? Just so that anytime there's an absence, it's like, all right, cool. We
Just
have
put
our
that
cardboard
there.
copy to take your
That
place.
would be amazing.
Oh my
But
gosh.
after seeing both Crow and Elle leave the room, your parents do come back in. Grave, Ari, would you give us a moment? Grave kind of just nods and heads out.
Aerie follows.
Curiosity, does Ari try to stay and listen? like at the door.
Yeah.
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 Grave gently grabs her arm and pulls her away.
Before we get into the serious stuff, would that be performance on making you a cup of coffee?
No, that would be a wisdom-based check.
Wisdom check? Okay.
Yeah. Survival if you have it.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Oh, can I start using survival? I
Um,
think I might be.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be so.
No, I like survival.
No, it's the same.
We should go with survival.
Just flat wisdom check.
That was okay. I'll take a 16.
16? Yeah. It's a decent cup of coffee.
It's the little things in D&D that we enjoy.
That was a good cook.
Yep.
So yeah, wait. If he's a good cook, then it should add
You should have
proficiency.
proficiency.
Do you have proficiency with cook's utensils?
I believe we discussed this. And
Yeah, I
you
do.
said yes.
Then you
I
have
do.
proficiency.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a 19.
I
Let's
do.
go. Oh, let's go.
Oh yeah, because you taught him. Yeah, duh.
Oh yeah, there was that subplot.
Yeah.
that I totally forgot about completely. It's because you lost. Sorry. Go ahead.
Cast one in his own mind because now he can actually cook for himself.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Alright. Maybe you should have taught him better.
You gotta blame the teachers.
Adira kind of sits down on the couch, and Hugo is still standing, kind of leaning against the stonework of the fireplace. We've sent out calls to different sectors, keeping an eye out. No one's. Those that have responded haven't heard anything. It's the first time we've had a organization-wide communication in quite some time.
Is this going to be a priority for the Knights to keep an eye on? Or?
Considering how many we lost to it last time, I think so.
That does make me feel a little better.
Unfortunately, the prevailing theory that I would happen to agree with is Kataios was found because he wanted to be, the first time.
Why would he want to be?
I doubt he believed we could trap him. And even if we could, at what cost? And it was quite the cost. But now that he knows, I doubt he will put himself in such a position again.
Then why goad us? If he's trying to remain in the shadows,
Because he knows he is fully capable of doing so without us learning his location. And so that we have moments like these, where we debate and worry and stress, not knowing what he's doing or why.
what about the theory that somebody found him?
Well, if we go, we could get some leads on that. Potentially.
Are you going to organize a party?
I do not believe that Kataios is still in his prison. There's not many that will stay in a place they have been imprisoned once given the chance to leave. It seems your team came to a decision.
We're going to check it out.
And we can leave as soon as you're all ready.
I'll go let the others know. And Cass will leave to collect the others.
You see Hugo go to say something, and then kind of just retract. Yes, go ahead.
Cass knows where Elle is.
Yep.
I assume Airy and Grave aren't that far away.
They would probably be in the garden.
Okay.
Where did Sebi go? Crow's just following.
So the front area in front of the door has like a lot of like trees and greenery and that kind of stuff. He goes out through the front door and around, and you find essentially a dig spot that he has behind one of the trees.
Of course you do.
She just stands and watches him dig.
Yep. There are he goes over and takes out a few items that he's placed into the hole that he's dug already, and then continues to dig.
Yeah.
There's most of them are sticks. You do see like a metal gauntlet. Don't know. It doesn't look like one of the typical ones the knights wear.
Who knows who
it's
got
just,
that?
It's a spare prosthetic.
Well, it looks to be like an empty glove.
Oh, okay.
There's a book. Too covered in dirt to figure out which one it is. And he's just throwing dirt.
Got a
was he
dragon
doing?
lord over here.
No.
I tried, I'm sorry.
I don't even know what you tried.
Trying to get him to do the dog digging dirt again. Man, that sounds like a southern swear word. Dog digging dirt.
It does.
Girl, that might become a thing now.
What in the dog digging dirt is going on here?
That's funny.
I need to make a character that does that.
So yourself.
Yes.
No, she's watching, kind of amused. You got a dragon's whore, don't you? Yep. I see that.
He kind of circles you and is just kind of like sniffing you, looking
What?
for anything loose.
You don't have to fight me for that.
There's kind of like a rope, a tightly woven rope. When you say you'll have to fight me, he kind of grabs one and just.
He grabs it and starts wrestling it.
Yeah,
from him.
he's just pulling.
Music's perfect for this situation.
Yes. We're about to get back to that, so that's yeah. Amy is not over there anymore.
Psych!
Where did mother and baby go?
Probably upstairs.
Probably upstairs.
Oh, okay.
You good to rejoin? Might not be her.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That's not a mother.
We're gonna be right back.
Sweet.
Welcome back. So, Airy, as Grave gently but firmly drags you away from the door, so you cannot listen in.
Yep.
He takes you to the garden and kind of just sits with you. After a moment of just quiet, may I ask you?
Yeah, he's got there.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
You seemed rather intent on giving away your ring.
They said that shielding one's mind can protect.
Indeed. And from what I know of you and your connection to dreams and the like, I would think you would be at potentially more risk than most.
I might be, but I have faith that Eroy will protect me.
As a cleric myself, I certainly cannot fault that. However, is that the only reason?
Well, I would need the ring back eventually. It is technically on loan from the Concord. But I wanted...
You tried to give it away 3 times, and only stopped once it was accepted by Elle. That seems more than just wanting someone else to be protected.
I don't know what else it could be.
I don't know either, but
I simply wanted it. I want it to be used well, and I don't feel that I have particularly needed it over these past several months.
have you used it?
Once or twice.
And you're happy with how you've used it?
I'm not sure.
I see.
It's certainly helpful. I don't know if I could have used it at other times or used it unintentionally.
From what I'm aware, it's usually a rather passive effect.
Yes. So Elle having it, at least, I think.
It's nearby, but perhaps in the hands of someone
Someone that can use it. Someone that can be protected by it.
I see.
Elle is a healer,
Yes, he is.
so it's important that he stay alive and not be in danger. He has enough going on with
I'm friends with y'all.
death already.
You're the one who started the thing with death.
It is also important that you stay alive.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask. Thank you.
I'm sorry if I've done something wrong.
Not at all. I'm not interrogating you, Ari.
All right.
I had a curiosity, and because I care for you, I asked. That's all.
Elle's also been... He assured me he wasn't angry with me, but
You're not necessarily convinced.
no, I couldn't... Something made him upset the night we won Capture the Flag,
Hmm.
or day.
I understand.
I don't know what it was, and he wouldn't tell me, and
I have another question, if you'll permit it.
okay.
Do you answer every question that Elle has? It's a bit of a rhetorical question. Because if you have to think about your answer that long, I think we both know.
Well, I want to say yes.
Do you fully answer every question that Elle has?
Depends on the question.
Exactly. Everyone is entitled to their privacy and their secrets. If L has refused an answer, it could just be him exercising that right as well. It could also be that he feels disconnected somehow. If there's been a answer that's been withheld.
I hope by giving him this ring it'll make it up to him.
I don't... Al cares for you very much. His top priority is making sure that you are okay. He doesn't need gifts to make up for it. He doesn't need anything to be paid back. The priority is you. Now, I'm sure he certainly appreciates a gift such as that. But that's not what's at the forefront of his mind.
How do you know this?
In the most in-character way possible, looks at his insight bonus on his character sheet. I think you are proficient enough in the skill of reading people to recognize when other people are able to do the same.
I guess you and I just interpret what he does differently.
No.
Respectfully, we are often blinded to those that we are closest to.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
So perhaps try to take a outside perspective.
We are in a garden.
Close enough. And I think at that point,
I'm so proud of you for that. That
job.
was perfect, and I love it.
I do my best.
I think at that point, we come back to retrieve you two as well.
I'm still making cookies.
Gerald already had some.
Oh, yeah. I'm not many.
He keeps a few. Not many, but a few.
The salty
Um,
cookies?
Make Crow, can you make an athletics check for me?
Sure.
They preserve longer.
Athletics. That is 17.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you trounce Sebastian in.
She kind of does a thing where she's just kind of sitting on the ground holding the rope, and like he's
She is-
tugging back best he can, but she just keeps
Yep.
it taut.
I'm really tempted to use that instant nat 20.
Please don't. As awesome as that would be. I mean,
Use it for something that matters.
No.
If you want to give him an inspiration.
No, I'm not going for it. I would only do it if I could guarantee
Yep.
the victory.
But you're all retrieved and board Grave's ship. Grave kind of addresses Hugo and Adira. If it's all right with you, I can take us there and to the school so you can discuss things with the headmaster, and then I would be happy to take you back. And they are very polite conversation that I won't play out in depth because they have
No, do it.
You don't
Do
want
it
to talk to
all.
yourself.
no, and they're all three people there are so polite that it would be one of those conversations that turns into like 5 or 10 minutes of
Thank you. No, thank you.
discussing like logistical details and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
one of these days, Trey's just going to host a game by himself as the players and the NPCs, and he's just going to talk to himself for 2 hours straight.
There we go. That'll be one of our
That's-
special
that's-
episodes.
I do that on a weekly basis, and it's called planning for these.
Yep.
Yeah, but the cameras don't run.
Do you know how long it took me to do the fights for Capture the Flag?
No, tell me. Enlighten me.
I'm going to say 6 days.
No, I'm talking about like actual hours.
Oh, actual hours?
6 hours.
Thankfully, no. but more like somewhere between 3 and 4.
Okay.
I spent like 3 to 4 hours for those 2 fights.
Yeah.
But were you talking to yourself while you did this?
Yes.
He was also texting me small updates here.
Yes, I
and
was.
there.
I texted all of y'all.
Oh, that's fun.
Especially when that 100 was rolled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have a screenshot of the roll from D&D Beyond, just to prove it.
Oh, man. We need to put a TV on this table, dude. For a monitor for that.
Because, like,
Bro,
I really like when we have a monitor up.
I'm doing upgrades here and there, guys. Let me finish the set.
That's my domain. Let me do that.
Yeah, you just rolled a 96.
Go for it.
Why would you waste it?
Rolling a virtual dice doesn't
Oh, okay, that's okay. Noah.
Anyway.
42? Okay.
Now that you've said it. He does it too.
Adira and Grave talk for a moment as Grave essentially inputs the coordinates. And the ship rises into the air. Crow, you just spy a peek as Sebastian is putting the items back into his hole. As the ship rises into the air, the landing gear kind of folds into it.
Retracts was the word.
Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah. The landing gear retracts.
Sometimes descriptive is good.
Yeah.
though.
And as you arrive, somewhere on the coast.
Oh, we didn't go back to school first. I missed something. Sorry.
First is the cavern.
Yeah.
Then we go to school.
You do see. Go ahead and make a. Yeah, I would say a nature
Yep. Nope.
check.
I'm okay.
I would say history is justifiable.
Just as bad.
Just make it.
8.
Cass
low
is
DC.
a little too frazzled to notice anything.
What'd you roll
A 2 on the die.
for a total?
Hey, sing.
Ah, look at that, twinsies!
Yeah.
Like,
Good.
does
What'd
that
you
mean-
get?
Does that mean you rolled a 0?
No.
A 1.
I rolled a non-natural 1.
Amazing.
8.
8.
I rolled a 16 on the die. Plus
DC was
2.
5.
Wow, I missed it by 1.
Wow.
I rolled a 3 too.
Wow.
Glad we got those rolls out of the way.
Are they out of the way?
Isn't that just part of the course?
Ari, you recognize that these are the Alastair Mountains, which is the same mountain range that
What a natural 20.
But it doesn't matter.
the same mountains that the academy is built into. But this mountain range spans the entire
Yeah.
continent.
From east to west.
Yeah. The Concord was built within very close proximity to them. The academy is built on one of the mountains. But you are near the western edge. And as the ship kind of lands softly, you do see a yawning cave entrance.
We should go back to sleep then.
You knew that was gonna happen.
You knew. You take your 3.
We all knew. I mean, you were reaching for the dice before I stopped speaking.
Yep.
I think Cass would have taken, because I don't think Cass ended up bringing a set of armor.
Okay.
Cass would have grabbed a set before he left his house. So
Okay.
he's wearing probably just like a basic, like chain or plate mail.
Not his normal armor?
Well, I don't think he thought to bring it.
I feel like
beforehand. He didn't know he was going to be going anywhere to Kentucky. He thought he was just going home to talk to his parents.
I feel like out of habit he would bring it with him everywhere in case of emergency.
It's like
we're
Elle's-
being trained to
Alright,
always be
let's-
alert.
Let's see.
Al
How?
Why
currently
is
has all
this
of his
called
stuff.
Ancient Evil Awakens? I don't like that
Okay,
soundtrack title.
All right. Well, I mean, we rolled an 18, so we'll say that he brought it.
Yeah.
But he is going to just slip his helmet on and summon his spear.
Yeah. I feel like Cass has like a travel pack that he can like
Bring
like a
everywhere.
go bag kind of
Yeah.
thing.
He's squid.
You
I'm just
good,
thinking.
buddy?
He doesn't like the name.
Just thinking of the.
It says
Iron Man
fantasy
suit that's a
exploration.
briefcase that
It's just we're just exploring.
Yeah, when I think of exploration, I
Nope.
think of Evil Awakens. Be scared.
They dug too deep.
Too greedy.
I would gladly fight that over this.
There is basically a stat block for it.
For what?
A
Balrog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
You have no idea what that is.
I feel like I do.
the thing that
The
kills
big
Gandalf.
fiery horned thing, wings.
The fire demon
Lord of the
from
I
Lord
Rings.
watched it. I was there.
That's right. We got through the Fellowship, I think.
We did.
Well, I technically watched the second two when I was hanging at your house doing Legos.
Yeah.
But my back was turned to the TV, so I was like listening
Yeah,
but not
that doesn't
watching. Okay.
Anyway.
Well,
Yeah. Baelor.
yeah.
Basically
Baelor.
about
Yeah, that is basically about
Challenge
it.
rating?
Arnar.
19.
Oh, not as high as I thought it would be.
Would you?
Give me a second.
There goes.
Bye bye, die.
Charger.
Oh, okay.
But you approach the cavern. Can everyone make me a perception?
Do we approach the cavern
We
now?
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20!
Hey!
Come on. No, that's okay.
So,
Still an 18.
Total?
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
Fair.
Crow has been impatient. She's kind of walking forwards first, so she's kind of at the front of the group, probably along with.
meanwhile, Cass is... I don't know that Cass is moving full speed, but he is super, high alert.
11.
There is a little bit distracted.
Out of curiosity. Yeah, not super high. But for... Okay. Hugo rolls decently high. But Grave and Adira less so.
What are we looking for?
So, you venture forth. And I will say, with 2 natural 20s.
I'm gonna end up fighting a freaking echo of this thing.
Well, that's a fun idea.
No. Why? Why would you put ideas
Like
in his
he
head?
hasn't already thought of
I
that.
hadn't.
Shut up.
You did this with the dragon too. Stop giving him good ideas. It hurts us.
Where's my rock?
I need
No,
to
it
drop
hurts
more
me.
things.
Literally kills me.
Yeah.
It did. It
It
almost
doesn't not
hurts
hurt
us.
us.
Oh no.
You did take 1d4 of damage.
Oh wait, I'm not a wizard anymore. I live.
You're still a bard.
That part is a D8.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just my AC is crap.
Yeah.
I try to give Trey a break.
It's mostly appreciated.
Our ACs are just the numbers swapped.
That's so rude.
Why? It's true.
That doesn't mean it's not rude. I'm not sure that was, but just because something is rude does not mean it's not rude. But I will say there is a sense of trepidation, but
I'm sorry. Noah doesn't know what that word means. Please use
Noah
small
doesn't know.
words.
anxiety.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Stepping forward but scared. Trembling.
Kind of.
That's how I remember it.
Scowled.
There is fear. There is definite fear and anxiety, but
Okay, but not dread yet, which is nice.
you know what it feels like to have Kataios' eyes on you. And you do not feel that. So, with that'll be your natural 20 that you can absolutely confirm
Okay.
he's not here. For better or worse. With your natural 20, you notice something, or rather, the lack of something. From all of Caspian's descriptions, as you move into the cave to where the barrier would have been set up, which is fairly deep. It's like a 10-15 minute walk through different caverns, which Hugo and Adira remember very vividly.
What word flashbacks here?
From everything that Caspian has described, Kataios is this massive monster that could, tear people apart and, toy with a person's body like it was a rag doll. There's no markings in the cavern.
No scrapes or...
No scrapes, no, depending on when it happened, footsteps would likely be gone, because there's enough running water in the area and through these caves. They're very damp, though. The walls almost shining from the, because you do have torches lit. Adira and Grave would both have one. The walls reflecting the light as from the condensation. But any creature that big should leave a physical trail. A bear walking through a forest breaks twigs and, tramples small saplings and, there's something. You would expect scratches, even gouges in the stone, even small rocks and debris to be pushed to the side at the very least by something of that size. But there's nothing. No trace of anything of that sort.
Is this thing capable of shape-shifting or changing its size or whatever?
It didn't display any abilities like that when we fought it.
It's as if the thing wasn't even here. There's no sign of it.
There's kind of an acknowledgement, but no further response from Hugo or Adira.
How about that magic lock? Can I look into it?
You haven't looked yet.
Oh.
Because that was on the...
Oh, we're talking
the
about
exit.
essentially the tunnel that leads out.
Yeah.
So there was no sign of a big monstrous creature exiting
Exactly.
specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as you arrive in the... And part of the reason that you notice this is because once you arrive in the large cavern where you assume Kataios was imprisoned, you find lots. There are gouges in the stone, some that seem intentional, others that just appear to be there from him moving around with all of the different jaws and mandibles and claws and legs that he has. It appeared that him simply moving around in this space would leave gashes in the stone. There are some places where clearly he tried to break through stone walls, attacking it many times over the years that he was there. But always, he could only ever get so deep. When you arrive at the mouth of the cave, Adira kneels and begins examining. If you would like to make an Arcana check.
Yes. Nice. Arcana. Where is it? That is a 22.
22. Do you have Detect Magic?
I don't.
Okay, that's fine.
I want that.
I used to when Crow was an artificer.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't
I
seem
have.
suiting enough for her.
I have that.
That's right, you do.
And what?
Detect Magic?
Yeah.
Very nice.
You're drama queen, jeez.
I know.
So with a 22 on Arcana, though, you are able to find traces of a spellcast, especially because Adira is a ranger, not a wizard. Her magic is nature-based, and at its core, the fundamentals of the binding spell she cast appeared to be a variant, a much stronger variant, but a very sorry, but a variant nonetheless of a spell like snare. or rangers have access to a lot of spells like that, where they can set traps that will magically go off. I'm trying to think of the specific one. Entangle. What is the spike growth? Does that? There's a very specific grasping vine. There's one that's like called snare, or cordon of arrows is one where it's like laying things. Oh, it is literally called snare. It's first level abjuration. And so basically, she turned the entire cavern into a snare for Kataios, crafted specifically for him, using expertise akin to a ranger's favorite enemy. But all that to say, with a 22, you find the remnants of it. And Adira will also make an Arcana check, using her wisdom, because that's her spellcasting ability. Also a 22.
Wow.
And Hugo,
She rolls high. Just for like everything she does.
Hugo got a 26.
Nice.
Hugo has a plus 10 to Arcana, so
Yeah, well that makes sense. He is a wizard.
yeah. Between the three of you, something you are able to determine: the spell was not broken. If you cast Wall of Force and then use Disintegrate, which specifically does counter that, you are destroying it. You are breaking through. You are using one form of magic to destroy another. This was not destroyed.
More so dispelled.
Not even dispelled. Even dispel magic and counterspell tend to disrupt it.
It's more like it was bypassed.
It's more like it was unwoven.
Deconstructed.
Exactly. Like if someone wove together a blanket or some other kind of
Thread by
fabric.
thread.
Yeah, someone undid it piece by piece, thread by thread.
Yeah.
And so there are remnants here, but the remnants are shockingly intact.
Yeah.
Which whoever it would require an immense amount of skill.
Yeah.
It's not something like you could attempt that. But the probability of, like, even Hugo or Adira could attempt doing that, but the probability of damaging it somewhat in the attempt to do that is very, very likely. For this to be completely unwoven, with no signs of damage, no sign of brute forcing it, implies a level of skill that is very high.
Yeah.
Like, the only person that comes to mind immediately, though there's obviously no connection, would be Idris at the school, who literally spends his time making spells and altering them. It would have to be someone on that level or higher.
Yeah. So this is not the evidence of a base spell. This is something a lot more complicated.
And definitely could not have been done from the inside.
Someone dangerous let him out.
To say the least. Caspian. Can you make me a wisdom save?
What's that?
Is that what I think it is?
Cat signs?
That's very, very fitting for the moment.
Wow, that sucks. That sucks a lot.
Couldn't suck anywheres.
I had a lot of fun playing with you, my friend.
Thankfully, this is not going to be physical damage.
Emotional damage!
Yep. Is this...
As you're not very well versed in the arcane, nor are you're here mostly out of obligation and moral support, and so you find yourself walking into the cavern. and it looks really familiar.
Yep. I was gonna ask if it did.
As you find yourself standing in the exact same place you were dreaming.
Yep. Cass is going to immediately freeze.
But that's not the worst part. As you look around, you see that the cavern is split. Maybe like 60-40, 40% of it being water. With a lot of stone. Again, that shining surface from the condensation. I think you're probably holding a torch. And as the light...
He's a elf. Half elf.
Yeah, but
It's a big cave.
It's a big cave,
That's
and it doesn't give you color, and you can
That's
see
fair.
out further with
And
it.
I don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
Neither does Chrome.
But as you are holding it and looking around, you see large portions of the rock permanently stained a dark red. As you stand in the place where who knows how many died fighting Kataios the last time. You look around and you wonder, is any of this blood your father's? Had 2 limbs torn from him. Is any of it your brother's? Did you know any of the others? You honestly aren't sure? Hugo and Callan have not exactly been overtly forthcoming with the details due to how the mission went. It's possible that some of the people you haven't seen in a while, that this is all that remains of them. And that is the worst part. So you stand there. You just wonder if your blood will be there next. Or worse. And all the people that could be next flash in your mind. You find yourself, I would say probably hyperventilating. Then... Is that an insight check?
Yeah.
You should probably make that with disadvantage.
Me?
I mean, well,
Most, I will say that, mostly because he is in full armor, wearing a helmet.
exactly.
It is very difficult. He is very stiff in terms of body language, but it's not like you can read a facial expression right now.
Okay. 14.
14, okay.
A 2. Crow's
Yeah.
working on other things.
Yeah, I'm shocked you made a roll.
It's kind of a thing of like working on a thing, look up, what's he doing? Let's get back to it.
That being said, hey,
Those are Graves dice.
a 36.
It's more than double what I got.
So you feel a hand on your shoulder? I think you do. Jerk.
Okay, yeah. He does not pull his weapon on Grave.
Your heart is still racing, though.
Yeah.
It's alright.
They're just like, with a 36, Grave is able to see even through the visor. There's like tears streaming down his face, and he is just shaking. Not like violently, but like
I feel like it's a more subdued. It's just it's less explosive and more this internal turmoil that is just spiraling. Will you attempt to resist a calm emotion?
Cass doesn't have the ability to do that.
I mean, you can.
No.
technically.
No. He does not have the ability to do that.
That's fair.
At this particular moment, brain has one function. Panic.
Yep. Which you could argue could be why he tries to resist it, because it's a completely subconscious reaction, but it is still entirely up to you.
Could be. Why not? Let's see if
I like the idea of the reflexive something's happening and I don't know what it is, so I'm going to try and resist it.
Mm-hmm.
Out of sheer.
Yeah, we'll see if
instinct.
it can take hold. Yeah, it'll take hold. I know his save's higher than that.
Well, what'd you roll?
What's the DC?
It is a
wisdom?
charisma save.
Oh, it's Chris. Oh,
Ooh.
that's close. 18.
Run away.
Wow.
Yep, 19. So
wow,
you feel this kind of calming, like a weighted blanket, and your first instinct is fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
And as it like kind of just weighs further and further, but it finally reaches a point of as it kind of just wraps up, and that internal spiral is not removed, but is stifled. It's all right. Deep breaths.
I was here, Grave. In my dream, I was here. He's not, though.
He's not. It's going to be okay.
Not yet.
Perhaps. But it will be.
Did you find anything? And he'll yell back towards the others.
Nothing new.
There's no writing on the walls or anything like that.
No.
Magic's been unwoven, undone, unlike any typical spell would do. So, whoever did this, they've got special magic.
Could it have been caused by the blackout?
I think this was before.
Not to mention, a blackout would not have this level of finesse.
No. It wasn't broken. It's about that clear. It's like the detailed effort that would take to unweave fabric. Something like that. Don't think it was done from the inside either. That's all I've got.
Alright. If there's nothing more we can learn here, let's move on.
Greg kind of nods in agreement and ushers you all out. The sunlight is a great relief. And as you all board his ship once more, this time heading towards the school, that will be where we end tonight's session. Thank you very much for joining, and we will see you next time. Good night.